Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This is Shivam here back with the YouTube video. So today we're going to discuss 4-Hour Work Week. Now this was one of the books that I read as an entrepreneur when I first started on this journey. It was very new to me, entrepreneurship, and I was in the first year of business and I used to do everything myself. I did not know the concept of delegation, the concept of outsourcing, and one of my mentors actually recommended this book to me, and they told me that you should read this book and see what it does for you because it did a lot for me and my business. So I just thought, okay, let me check this out, and I read this book, and it really changed the whole perspective I had on business. Now, I get that you see a lot of YouTube videos that say that this book changed how I thought or what I did, etc. But this book actually did. I was under the mindset of always making the most money myself, not outsourcing it, not delegating it. And this book made me actually realize a lot about business, about growth, and about having a goal driven business than a revenue driven business, because that is what I was aiming for in the first year of business. And that's why I couldn't grow as fast as I can grow today, because of the systems in place that I have to reach a system driven business versus to reach a revenue driven business. So I just created a short document. So let's just go over it. So here you can see I've got 4-hour work week review as an entrepreneur. So we've got the 80-20 rule first of all. So the 80-20 rule is something that you may have heard in different concepts. It's in the investing terms as well. It's in the inventory terms as well. It's in the mindset term as well. But what Tim Ferriss over here says is that you don't want to go from a job to being trapped in a business for 12 hours a day. And how it was that he wanted the freedom to travel endlessly. He wanted the freedom to do what he wanted to do. That actually helped him get the 80-20 rule in place. And what the 80-20 rule says is that 80% of the results is almost anything coming from 20% of the input. So you have to realize what makes up 80% of your business. What is that 20% that makes up 80% of your business? And once you do that, you will remove so much noise, so much endless, here and there. So for example, for me, it was that my website actually didn't do anything for me. My business logo didn't do anything for me. Business name didn't do anything for me. What it did was outreach. What it did was maybe shooting content like this. This is my 20% to sell to you guys, and then the rest is taken care of by the team. So my 80% efforts is put, my 20% efforts make up this 80% of the business that is obviously getting the sales in. So this is number one. Number two is removing distractions, or eliminating useless information consumption, and to be productive on what matters for the future. And you must stop being distracted by information that is useless. Most people cannot even recall most of the information they spent hours consuming last week. So I fill out mine with this time wasting clutter. So that is why Tim Ferriss recommends we'll go on a low inflammation diet. Now, what this basically says is that, for example, I am guilty of this, and even today I do this. That I watch YouTube videos while I'm working, and I have my iPad on this side of the screen, and I'm doing my work over here, and I just keep on consuming a lot of content, a lot of business content, a lot of personal content, whatever it is, but nothing stays. It's just that I'm cluttering my mind with a lot of things that's not going to come to use. So it can be in the video format, it can be in the email format, it can be in the news format. It's about the information you need. So the general guidelines that he suggested was cut back on email. He said most jobs don't require us to be constantly connected. Switch to checking email twice per day and then once per day. You don't need to have your Gmail account open. You don't need to, as soon as the email comes in, you have to give it back to. Then we have don't watch the news. If it's something truly important to you, you'll hear a bit about it from the people anyway. So for example, with the new pandemic going on, let's call it that. I don't want to get this channel limited, but we tend to consume so much information about that because the news every time has something new to tell us. So me personally, I've stopped watching the news altogether. I have not watched the news for over a year. I do have an app called InShots on my phone. If like I just take 5 minutes to swipe through the headlines just to know what's going on in the world. Other than that, I don't I'm not a consumer of news, and I've never been a big consumer, but I know a lot of people who are very, very particular about this. Then there's learn how to info as you need it. So don't spend a lot of time learning stuff just in case, because that is often a way to avoid real actions. For example, for me, a personal example for me would be YouTube. So I, spent I think over 6 months learning on how to do YouTube, how to video edit, how to make a thumbnail, etc. while I just started 3 months ago. So those 6 months were just wasted without taking any actions. Was if I could have put in that 1 or 2 hours a day that I used to spend researching on YouTube into actually, doing something else in terms of growth of business. And once I started on YouTube, I anyway didn't remember what all I had seen back then, and I just did what I had to do, watch 2 3 videos here and there, and just started posting on the content that I just shoot and post. So yeah, I'm so sorry for the. So then we've got create passive income, building a business that frees your time. So again, like we talked about, you need to free your time in case. Obviously, it's totally on you if you want to work in your business and not on your business kind of a term. Then you can obviously do that. But many business owners just become trapped by their own creations, needing to work longer hours than the 9 to 5, with a lot more stress because now you don't have a coming paycheck. I don't know if tomorrow I'll have these clients, so I need to work hard on these clients. I need to work hard on my outreach systems to actually gain more clients. So that is very important, and we need to be focused on being productive instead of busy. So doing less meaningless work that can focus on things of greater importance is not laziness. So right now, I would love to say that I work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, but that's just not true. On both businesses together, right now I'm giving in about 6 to 7 hours at maximum. uh, this is including shooting of content, doing outreach, handling orders, managing the team. So that is very, very important. So you don't need to be the hustler. Of course, hustle, get the business started, get the business running, but just don't do it to look busy that, oh, I'm working so many hours, because at the end of the day, that doesn't matter at all. Trust me. Then lastly, we have eliminate before you delegate. So, delegation is something that I told you I did not know anything about. And once Tim Ferriss actually introduced that idea to me, he also introduced the idea of elimination. That if something can be eliminated or automated, you don't need to even delegate it. Like, just eliminate something that is not adding value to you or your business. Just eliminate that totally out. Don't put the effort of even automating it, or even like doing it yourself. So, for example, I used to be the one handling my whole team. I used to be the one seeing that if the lines are written properly, if the leads are of the right quality, if the social media management posts are doing good, if they are of the right quality, again, if the content is being delivered as per the promised time that I have to the client. But I later realized that this is not the optimum utilization of my time, and this is something that can easily be delegated to a person who's looking to be in the managerial position. So I hired a manager for One Line Labs. Now the manager looks after all the writers, takes care of all the payments. All I have to do is just check up on her every day. She sends me a message every day about what happened in the business in terms of the delivery. And we have a shared Trello board that we basically follow through. So I know which order is getting done, how many of this order is done, which writer is writing this order, and if it's been checked or not. So everything is done by her, and this has freed up at least 3 hours of my day, and the stress of contacting multiple people to know where they are with their particular orders, because we don't use artificial intelligence to write our compliments. We have 5 to 7 people writing them, so I need to follow up with all those 5 people, and obviously that would take away from my business, and that is just something that I didn't want to do. So I just delegated that process for like elimination. I can't think of anything that I've eliminated, but there have been times that I realized that, okay, this is actually not good for business, so I just didn't do it. So yeah, I hope that this gave you a little bit of perspective on what the 4 hour work week promises. Now I am not in any way doing a 4 hour work week, but I am much better off than I was before I was reading this book. So I would highly, highly recommend you guys to actually take a look at this, read this, give it a go, and I'll link it down below in case you want to purchase it. And yeah, I would just recommend 100% if you're just starting a business, just to take a look at this. So yep, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've got a cold email tutorial coming soon as well. I know it's been a while, so I'll be posting something soon for you guys. So until then, take care, and yeah, catch you in the next one.